I had video proof my wife was cheating. 16 months of it. Time-stamped, dated, 2 different men. I just didn't know it existed until after the judge gave her my dog. The dog I'd owned for 11 years. The dog I got 3 years before I even met her. The judge handed custody to my cheating wife because I couldn't prove the affair. Except I could. I just hadn't found it yet. Cooper is a Golden Doodle. Curly golden fur, brown eyes, 60 pounds. I got him in February 2012. He was 8 weeks old. All paws and puppy energy and that smell that sticks to your hands. I'd wanted a dog my entire life. Grew up in apartments that didn't allow pets. When I bought my first house in 2011, getting a dog was the first thing I did. Cooper went everywhere with me. Job sites, morning runs, evenings on the couch. When I met my ex-wife, Jessica, in 2011, Cooper was part of the package. She knew that. At first, she liked him, posted photos, called him our boy, but she never took care of him. I fed him, walked him, paid every vet bill. When Cooper tore his ACL in 2016, I paid $4,000 for surgery, spent 2 months doing physical therapy with him every day. Jessica helped once, drove him to 1 vet appointment when I was out of town. That was it. Cooper was mine. Everyone knew it. Until the divorce. Then, suddenly, Jessica wanted him too. September 14, 2022. I came home early from a job in Charlotte. Client canceled. I left at 2 p.m. instead of 6. Pulled into the driveway at 3:30. Jessica's car was there. So was a black Audi I didn't recognize. I walked in through the front door, heard voices upstairs. Walked up. Bedroom door cracked open. I pushed it. Jessica was in bed with a man I'd never seen. They didn't notice me at first. Then Jessica looked up. Her face went white. "David!" I turned around, walked downstairs, got in my truck, drove to a hotel. Cooper was at the house. I'd left him there. That killed me, but I couldn't go back. Jessica called 37 times that night. I didn't answer. She texted, "Please let me explain. It's not what you think. I made a mistake." I responded the next morning, "I want a divorce. I'm taking Cooper." She called immediately. "David, please." "No, we're done." "What about the house? What about our life?" "You can have the house. I want my dog." Pause. "Cooper's not just your dog." "Yes, he is. I've had him for 11 years. I take care of him. He's mine." "We'll see about that." Click. I hired a divorce attorney the next day, Mark Brennan. I told him everything. The affair, the house, the dog. "Cooper's in my name. All the vet records. I paid for everything." Mark nodded. "That should be enough. Pets are property in North Carolina. You have documentation. You should win." Should. Jessica hired Sharon Hayes, expensive, ruthless. 2 weeks later, we had a temporary custody hearing. Sharon argued Jessica worked from home, could care for Cooper better. Mrs. Anderson has been the primary caregiver throughout the marriage. That was a lie. Jessica worked from home maybe 2 days a week, but I didn't have proof. Mark presented the vet records, every bill in my name. Mr. Anderson has been the sole financial provider for this animal for over a decade. Judge Patricia Holden looked at the documents, then at Jessica. "Mrs. Anderson, can you provide documentation of your care involvement?" Sharon jumped in. "Mrs. Anderson doesn't have receipts because her husband handled finances, but she was home with Cooper daily, fed him, walked him. This dog is her emotional support during this incredibly difficult time." I almost stood up. Emotional support? She was cheating and now claiming the dog was her therapy? Judge Holden made her ruling. Given the lack of clear evidence regarding daily care, and considering Mrs. Anderson works from home, I'm awarding temporary custody to Mrs. Anderson pending final divorce decree. My chest tightened. Your Honor, Mark started. This is temporary, Mr. Brennan. We'll revisit at the final hearing. Jessica didn't even look at me.
2 days later, I went to the house to get my things. Cooper was there. He ran to me the second I walked in, jumped up, tail wagging so hard his whole body shook. I knelt down, buried my face in his fur. I'm gonna get you back, buddy. Jessica walked in. You need to leave. I'm seeing my dog. Not your dog anymore. Judge said he stays with me. Temporarily. We'll see. I stayed 10 minutes, sat on the floor with Cooper. He wouldn't leave my side. When I stood to leave, he tried to follow. Jessica grabbed his collar. Stay, Cooper. He whined, pulled toward me. I walked out, heard him barking as I drove away. 3 months. I didn't see Cooper for 3 months. Jessica refused visitation. Wait for the final hearing, Sharon said. The hearing was scheduled for January 12, 2023. December 2022, I was going through old files on my laptop. Tax documents, work contracts. Found a folder, security cameras, 2021. I'd forgotten those existed. I'd installed cameras in 2021. Front door, back door, driveway, living room. They auto-uploaded to cloud storage. I opened the folder. Hundreds of video files. Clicked one. June 2021. Kitchen camera. Jessica making coffee. Another. July 2021. Living room. Jessica on the couch. Then, August 14th, 2021. 2:47 p.m. Living room camera. Jessica walked into frame with a man. They sat on the couch, talked, laughed, kissed. I clicked another file. September 2021, same man. October 2021, same man. November 2021, he stayed overnight. I'd been out of town. December 2021, same man. January 2022, same man. February 2022, different man. The guy I'd walked in on in September. March 2022, same second guy. April, May, June, July. The affair started August 2021, 16 months before I caught her. 2 different men, and I had proof. 43 video files, time-stamped, date-stamped, clear footage. I called Mark at 11 p.m. I found something. What? Security footage. 16 months of affairs. 2 men. Silence. David, this changes everything. Send me the files, now. We filed a motion to introduce new evidence. Sharon tried to block it. Too late. Procedurally improper. Judge Holden allowed it. If this evidence is relevant to asset division or custody, I'll hear it. Jessica didn't know what was coming. January 12, 2023. I walked into that courtroom with a USB drive. Jessica was already there, sitting with Sharon. She looked calm, confident. She thought she'd won. Judge Holden called the session to order. Mr. Brennan, you've submitted new evidence? Mark stood. Yes, Your Honor. Evidence contradicting Mrs. Anderson's claims of being a faithful spouse. Sharon stood. Objection. The affair isn't relevant to pet custody. I'll decide relevance, Judge Holden said. Proceed. Mark connected the USB to the courtroom display, pulled up the first video. August 14th, 2021, 2:47 p.m. Living room. Jessica and a man kissing on our couch. The video played. Jessica's face drained of color. Mark played another. September 2021, same man. November 2021, the man staying overnight. February 2022, different man. The guy I'd walked in on in September. March 2022, same second guy. April, May, June, July. The affair started August 2021, 16 months before I caught her. 2 different men, and I had proof. 43 video files, time-stamped, date-stamped, clear footage. Judge Holden held up her hand after the 5th video. That's sufficient. She looked at Jessica. Mrs. Anderson, you told this court you needed the dog for emotional support during a difficult time caused by your husband. This footage shows you conducted multiple affairs for over a year. You lied to this court. Sharon tried to speak. Judge Holden cut her off. Mrs. Anderson, you committed fraud upon this court. Custody of the dog, Cooper, is awarded to Mr. Anderson, effective immediately. The gavel came down. Jessica's head dropped. I exhaled for the first time in 3 months. I drove to the house that afternoon. Jessica's car was in the driveway. I knocked. She opened the door, eyes red from crying. I'm here for Cooper. She didn't argue, just turned and walked inside. Cooper was on the couch. He saw me, jumped down, ran, crashed into me, tail wagging, whole body shaking, whining. I knelt down. He wouldn't stop moving, licking my face, pressing against me. I wrapped my arms around him. I got you back, buddy. I got you back. Jessica stood in the doorway. I did take care of him, she said quietly. I stood. You used him as a weapon. You didn't want him because you loved him. You wanted him because you knew losing him would hurt me. She didn't respond. I grabbed his leash from the hook by the door, clipped it to his collar, walked out. Cooper jumped into my truck like he'd never left. I drove to my apartment. When I opened the door, Cooper ran inside, sniffed everything, then jumped on the couch, looked at me. I sat down next to him. He put his head on my lap. I cried. Not sad. Relief.
The divorce finalized a month later. Jessica got the house. I got Cooper. That's all I wanted. He's 13 now, slowing down, gray around his muzzle. But every morning, he wakes me up at 6 a.m. Every night, he sleeps next to my bed. He's my best friend, and no one's ever taken him from me again.